Fire escape engineers, Inspector Meneses. This is a repair video. We're here in Millburn, New Jersey, and what we have here is a fire escape, one of 7 or 8 fire escapes we're going to be looking at on this entire complex. And the first thing we're looking for when we get to a fire escape is evidence of painting and evidence of maintenance. Painting is just what it is. We're looking for if the fire escape has been kept painted, and these fire escapes seem to have been kept painted. The second thing we look for is evidence of maintenance with the current owner or the previous owners, and that is any evidence of refurbishment of any kind on the supports, the treads, and we're looking for hex head bolts of any kind, and or switching out of any rivets or any of the square head bolts. On this entire fire escape, I have no evidence of any maintenance, and this is a 50 to 75-year-old fire escape, and I'm looking for evidence that this fire escape has been maintained over time, over the past 50 to 75 years. I'm seeing none. So all the original rivets are on this fire escape. All the original square bolts are on all the treads. All the original rivets are tying back into the building. So original rivet, original squares and square head bolts on the connections, on the corners, original rivets on the corners of the rail. These are all critical areas that in 50 to 75 years should have been switched out already. All the treads, square head bolts all the way up. So fire escape fails because it has all original hardware and there's no evidence of any maintenance over the past 50 to 75 years. So if this was a repair, the fire escape would just need some minor issues when it comes to repair, but if it's going to be preparing it for a load test or a probable load test, then some of these connections have to be swapped out and or reinforced, whichever is cheaper to the client. By the way, this ladder here, we try to pull it down. It is jammed. Most likely the pulleys up there are frozen, so this does not want to pull down. I tried yanking on it. It does not want to come down. It does need a release arm or a chain so that nobody can pull this down and break into it. But this fire escape needs all the treads rebolted. This fire escape needs all the rivets on each one of the supports, both lower platform and upper platform. They need to be reinforced or replaced, whichever is faster and cheaper for the client. Any rail corners, they're all just riveted right now, but these rail corners need to be reinforced or they need to be replaced, whichever is faster and cheaper. The platform that holds the grating, that needs to be reinforced or rebolted. So all the major critical connections need to be refurbished in order to get this thing ready for a possible load test, which may or may not be ordered by the fire marshal. The railings going up the staircase, the railings there have all original square head bolts. On the ladder, original square head bolts. The stringers that hold the whole entire staircase, original square head bolts. So all these critical areas must be reinforced. The connection into the wall is cemented 8 to 12 inches, so these need to be verified one of 2 ways. You can drill a hole in beside the steel, put in a probe, and videotape in or photograph that the steel is not problematic, and you can do a sampling. So if there's 10 or 12 of these supports, you got to do at least, a third, if not a half, of the supports need to be tested. Or if it's cheaper to nullify the verification process of this connection into the wall, we just drill a hole next to it with a 3/4 hole. Then you basically bury a new epoxy bolt 8 to 12 inches deep into the wall, make a mechanical connection back to the support. Now you've nullified the need to verify this connection because you've duplicated the connection, which is faster and sometimes cheaper than verifying these connections into the wall. That is in order for it to satisfy a level 2 calculated load test and prevent, and again at the discretion of the fire marshal, whether or not a live load test needs to be done. And just as a brief explanation, what that would mean, if this is a 4-foot by 15-foot platform here, that's about 60 square feet of platform times 100 pounds per square foot. I need to put 6,000 pounds on this thing, and I got to watch it for 30 minutes. And then I got to put probably 5,000 pounds on that one because it's missing some area, and watch it for 30 minutes. So it's a costly procedure to live load test a fire escape, and that's why all these connections must be verifiable. The treads, the supports, and the connections into the wall. The ladder must be functional, and probably need some greasing on that ladder. Any questions? This is Fire Escape Engineers, Inspector Meneses. 800-649-3333, 800-649-3333. If you have any technical questions about this fire escape, give me a call. If you have any bid information that you need, please contact the owner of the building.